Good morning, business builders, and welcome to Business for Breakfast, where business is the most important meal of the day. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, or otherwise known as a VBG. Our goal on this show is to make you 1% smarter today by unpacking business news over the last 24 hours, sprinkled with tips and tricks to help you mind your own business. But you're not here for me, guys. I know why you're here. It ain't for me. It ain't for me. I know. But why are you here? You're here for the morning mark, aren't you? I know you are. No props required, no drinks, no gear, just you and a functioning brain. We will work with what we've got. Wherever you are, desk, truck, kitchen, job site, standing or sitting, it doesn't matter. Pick one thing you will finish today. Not a list, not 10, not three, one. Now mark it mentally and write it down. That's the line in the sand. That's the thing the day doesn't get to erase. This is the pause that sharpens the edge. The moment that turns noise into signal, the tiny act that makes business owners dangerous in a good way. That, my friends, is your morning mark. Your day is officially started. Let's dive in, shall we? Oh, I don't know why, bro. I just get excited when I do the morning mark. Oh, duh. I do it for me. Hello. Okay. But now that we've kind of gone through the morning mark, I tell you, I, not just I am, you are going to be floored. Listen to me, floored. Okay. When you hear about what happened on this day of history. This is now going to turn into like one of my favorite segments, and I have to do it every day because until unless there's like nothing going on in the world in history, then I'll do like a dad joke or something. Okay. But man, the last couple of days I pulled this up. It's been amazing to see what's actually happened. And because we're all just consumed with what's going on right now, we don't ever stop and just look at what happened in the past, right? So if we can, thank you, sir. And the sound sounds good too. Justin, let me know, let me know. All right. This day in history, January 27th, I'm going to blow your mind, your face, and your head right off your body. Get ready, and get ready. Here we go. This day, 1880, Thomas Edison's light bulb. Edison was granted the patent for his electric incandescent light bulb. The invention that literally changed how the world functions today, 1880. What? What? What else is happening? 1888. You're not going to believe this, bro. National Geographic Society. It was founded in DC by a group of 33 explorers and scientists, and that was founded today in DC. What? Okay, how about this, bro? 1926, the first television demo. I swear to you, Scottish inventor John Logie Baird gave the first public demonstration of a true television system in London. Yep, 1926. Yep. And for some of you guys that were born after this date, if you were born after this date and you're listening to my show, we have to meet because you're like a flippin' genius. But for those of you born before 2010, you will definitely remember this event. The iPad was unveiled. That's right. Steve Jobs introduced the first iPad at the San Francisco press conference. And we know how that changed the world. Come on now. Come on. All right. What else? What else? Oh my gosh, guys. Huge, huge stuff. Major world events. 1945 on this day was the liberation of Auschwitz. Soviet forces liberated the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp in Poland. Today, this date is observed globally as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Is that not freaking cool, man? That's today. This stuff happens today. And honestly, unless we're talking about it, we're going to forget this stuff. You want to hear about some really cool birthdays? Check it, bro. Check it. One of the greatest songs of the 80s. Amadeus, 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 Amadeus Mozart. Birthday, birthday. Legendary musical prodigy and composer, Mr. Amadeus Mozart. Birthday today. Yep. And a couple more little facts. This day, 1967, which, by the way, a fun fact for you, was the year of my very first car, a 67 Chevelle that I totaled and sold it off for scrap like a moron. But 1967, this day in history was the Apollo 1 fire that took the lives of astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, Roger Chaffee, who died in a cabin fire during a pre-launch test at Cape Kennedy. That's right. That actually happened this day in history. But here, I'm gonna. It's like sad, but I'm gonna bring it back to like amazing. Are you ready for the fun fact of the day? Ready for this? All right. If you're really looking for a reason to go get yourself a Twix or a Snickers, get it because today is National Chocolate Cake Day. Yep. It is. And by the way, give me 2 seconds because I need to shut my door right here. Hold on a second. Yes. See, my voice carries, and my gorgeous bride of 30 years is usually catching some Z's at this time of day, getting up soon, and I don't want to accelerate her waking up time, if you know what I mean. A winkety wink. Now, I knew you guys would love that day in history, but what else is going on today? What else is going on today? Oh, oh, I know. We've got some juicy news. Juicy news and juicy news. That's right. That's right. But before we get into the amazing juicy news, you guys know I always have to read a quick disclaimer. Okay. While we talk a lot about business growth and the economy here on Business for Breakfast, please remember I do not hold any securities licenses. This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute any type of financial recommendations. Are we ready to jump in? Let's make sure that you guys are ready to roll. Today is always about you guys. We're going to help you guys get 1% smarter, and hopefully here in the next year, if you just listen to me like go on and on and on, you guys will start looking more like a Fortune CEO. I know. I know. And by the way, you could be a Fortune CEO and just have a mom and pop venti shop. Damn straight. Because there's no reason why you have to be in this position before you start acting like that. Are you tracking? And by the way, this is a quote that I've used for years by Warren Buffett. The chains of habit are too light until they are too heavy to be broken. Right? So they're too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. Start acting like the person you want to be, and before you know it, you just turn into it. You just can't help it. You are you tracking? All right, all right. Let's get into some amazing juicy news. And I have to start with you guys know I am not a big sports dude, but I have to admit that there was something primal this weekend when I watched the Pats and the Broncos playing in the flipping blizzard. Okay. I was like, oh, I don't know, man. There is something primal about being in the elements and getting the crap beat out of you by the elements. Okay. So, you guys, I've told you guys for years, for over 10 years, I only take extremely cold showers, as cold as I can possibly get, even in the dead winter. It's, I don't know, 19, 18 degrees outside. Yes, I've already had my cold shower for the day. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But also the Spartans were known to bathe in the cold creeks and they refused to touch hot water because they felt it made them weak. I'm telling you, man, when you watched that game, did you not feel like as a dude, were you not like, and like the women are always like, oh my God, he's gonna be like so cold and freezing. And dudes are like, yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah. Like I'm like channeling my macho man. Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, yeah. Oh, he's cold. Yeah, he's cold. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's something primal. You see those dudes short sleeve, bro. And you're like, yeah, there's something manly about that, man. I don't know, bro. It was amazing watching that game. But come on now, we know Sunday on the 8th, we're going to have what? The Seahawks and the Pats, right? The rematch of the decade, which is so freaking funny because I don't know, maybe like mid-December, some dude was like, he was like, I don't know if I saw him on YouTube or TikTok or something. He was like, oh my God, I've got the script, the NFL Super Bowl script. Are you guys ready? Like my friend works there and he gave it to me. And by the way, I think we all know that basically WWE and NFL are basically just cousins. We know it's sports entertainment. I think we know that, right? Okay. But at the same time, NFL and Roger Goodall are like geniuses at making sure that this stuff keeps on the DL. So when some like young punk kid is like, yeah, I've got the script. I know exactly who's going to win. Okay. And you're like, right. So he's saying it like that because if he actually wins, like if he actually predicts correctly, he looks like a genius. Otherwise, it's like, oh, and then we're thinking like conspiracy, like he did have the script, but then as soon as the NFL found out, they like changed who was going to be in the Super Bowl. I know, like our weird brains go there, right? But dude, I'm telling you, this dude was like, oh yeah, it's going to be like the Bills and the Rams, something like that. And I was like, huh? Oh, okay. And now look at it, Seahawks and the Pats. Come on, people, right? All right. So great story. It was amazing to see the game. And even though like I'm not a huge sports dude, like honestly, hand to God, I would much rather watch a rerun of an episode of What Not to Wear than an NFL game. I don't know, man. Like first of all, I actually did this one time because I have like OCD, like illnesses and crazy stuff where I have to like basically document everything. So literally one day I took like an entire 3-hour game and I literally documented the exact amount of time that a play actually happened. Like from the time the ball was hiked to the time the whistle blew the play dead. I swear on my life, I'm not kidding. Go do it yourself. It'll change your entire world. 6 minutes. Yeah. It's about it's about 10 minutes of play, right? For 3 hours. I swear to you, I'm not kidding, right? So that's probably why I'm like, yeah, this is freaking boring, man. Like we're just watching everybody walk here, walk there. Oh my God, injury, penalty, replay, thousands of commercials, snap, play dead, walking, commercials. Like I don't know, man. My ADD brain, literally, it's too boring. It's too boring. That's my issue, man. It's too boring. But speaking of not boring, I was seeing this week in Entrepreneur, and it was a really great story. It said, rather than issuing mandates and threats, make the office a place where people are inspired to do their best work. I don't know why this is even here. And I'm going to channel my inner Scott Adams here. And he's like, where he always, if you ever listen to the dude, he'd always be like, you don't need to read the story. Just ask me. Okay, well, you don't have to actually read the story. Just ask yourself. Let's see. If you work at a company where that company prioritizes you feeling noved, and you guys know that's a term that we've used for years, NAV'd, needed, appreciated, and valued. Meaning you have a company that like is thinking about you as a career and they're moving you into your talent stack, and they're eventually moving you to your calling. That company versus the micromanager who literally blows you up 1,000 times a day because they have no ability to actually time block and time manage themselves. So as they think of crap, they believe it's their job to give it to you and make you deal with it as they think about it, right? Always threatening, passive aggressive, like your freaking grandma, And it's like, no, let's see, eeny, meeny, miny. Not a chance in hell would I work for that dude if I could work over here. Are you tracking? Not rocket science. Listen to me as an owner. As an owner, it is your job. Listen to me. It's your job to find each team member's talent stack. It is. It's your job as the employer, as the owner, to find out what each team member is gifted in and start moving them in that direction. And by the way, here's like a little tiny hint for you. There's 7 plates of business, right? And you know that your job is to spin plate 1, which is the trade. Okay. Then you have the other 6 plates. I don't know. Here's just a rando idea. How about you sit down with each of your team members? What do you love doing? What do you do in your free time? What shows do you watch? I don't know. Like actually get to know your people. A big, huge eye opener. I know. But here's the thing. Start moving them in that direction. Okay. So everybody in our organization wears multiple hats. All of us wear 2 or 3 hats. This person here might be the assistant manager, but also in charge of marketing. This one is the assistant manager, but also the company controller. This one is the office manager, but is the director of ops. All of us do this. Okay. And so Rebecca and I run the day-to-day of the firm, but I also am an account manager. So I have customers I go visit every month myself because I believe I don't know, I just want the closest ear to the customer. And so I see these people every month, but the team hates it because every time we go out and do serve week and we come back and we have a monthly all accountant meeting where we kind of talk about this stuff. All this stuff comes up. And by the way, this is like a little feeder for you guys. If you guys are like, oh my God, Aaron, this sounds amazing, but to be honest with you, I'm kind of overwhelmed. I don't even know what this even means. Look, I got you. I got you. Okay. Look, it's not hard. Two ways to get to us. One, businessforbreakfastradio.com. Submit a question, hang out with us. I'll reply back to you or read the question on air. Or if you want to chat directly with this dude, and we want to talk about anything. I've had this idea for 10 years. I don't know what step one is. I'm suffering from paralysis by analysis. My business is here, but I don't know how to get it unstuck to this level. I've been thinking about doing bookkeeping, but I need a question about my chart of accounts, blah, 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 whatever it is. Okay, listen, it's not a big deal. We got you. Speakwithaaron.com. That's speakwithaaron.com. aaron.com. That goes right to my calendar, my schedule. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. Can't wait. What else is going on in the news today? Oh, this is a biggie, bro. We've been talking about it. I was on the phone last night or yesterday afternoon with Janice, who runs the marketing division for us. And we were just talking about this, that one of the things that we have to start for us, but also anything that we do for us, we then package it where the rest of our customers have it too. Because we're big believers in, if I'll eat my own home cooking, I'll let you eat my own home cooking, right? We're big believers in eating our own home cooking. Okay. So I got to go first and I got to build it. But once I build it, I got to share it. And I think that's probably what makes us unique as an accounting firm is that, yes, our baby, what we've done for almost 60 years is small business, mom and pop, Venti shop accounting, which is bookkeeping, taxes, payroll, consulting, blah, blah, blah. But we're adding the other 5 plates behind it because in the end, the only way you win, listen to me. I was just, listen, Linda, from Bob's Burger. Listen, Linda, okay? The only way you have a chance of making it over the next 20 years is you have to be an expert on only spinning plate 1, which is the trade. You must dominate that plate. Let us handle the rest of them, brah. All right? It's cool, man. And so, but that's what we're doing for us is we're going to have a monthly what's happening newsletter that we're going to put out because what's happening right now is Google is no longer allowing you to put in all these different cities around your one office where it picks up. Nope. We're going hyper local neighborhoods. I'm going to give you like a little secret here. Okay. Just a tiny little secret, not a big deal, piece of cake. Don't sweat it. Okay. But here's a little secret. Why don't you guys, and I've already done this, go into your favorite AI and just say, here's my zip code. Okay. Give me all of the neighborhoods in alphabetical order for my zip code. And now do everything there. Now, but you have to understand how Google's working. They want you doing all of this within your Google profile. Basically, Google is taking the profile and turning it into its own website that gets indexed and crawled and gets freaking priority. Monthly pictures. Okay. So the what's happening for us is going to be a story about a customer. It's going to be like a monthly little newsletter. And by the way, I'm talking to you guys. Do it. Do it. Please. This is how you're going to be found. And this is the only leverage we have against Big Co. Okay. Our our ability to be nimble and our authenticity. Big Co can't touch that. They can't touch it. Right? So listen, man. Listen. This is big, big stuff, guys. Make sure you guys are doing this, but we're going to have, because Google's rewarding actual office pictures. So they want to actually see your Google profile being something that you touch regularly and that you actually are in it as much as you're in your email. Meaning maybe not like daily, all day long, but you're in it regularly, right? That's what they're rewarding. This is a huge story. And it's also why we're going to dominate, because Big Co, it's very difficult. They're just a huge, huge cruise ship, right? And it takes up a lot to make changes, especially if they're publicly traded, because all those decisions have to go to the boards, and all that stuff. So this is like the competitive advantage that makes us mom and pop Venti shops so unique. Are you tracking? I knew you would be. What else is going on? Oh my gosh. Are you guys ready for this? Forbes magazine put this article out. It was amazing. Ready for this? Here's the 7 national parks that are actually better in winter. Are you ready? I knew because I don't know. I have an Amazon van that we converted, so it's got like a bed and stuff in there, and so now it's like, let's just go here. Let's go here because it fits basically in a normal parking spot, so you can really go anywhere, but you still have like the comforts of like tent camping, if you will, not like of home, but tent camping, I guess, or glamping, I guess. But are you ready for the 7 national parks that are prettier? Prettier. Okay. So, all right, I'm here. All right, give them to me. Come on, baby. I clicked the article because you know, like I like to do this with you guys. Okay. Okay. I just clicked the article. Do not make me subscribe. Oh, I hate you guys. I hate you guys. Oh, see, these are the reason why these guys are all going. They're all going by the wayside. You guys know that, right? Okay. So, you know what? I'm just not going to even listen to Forbes. I'm just going to go straight here to my boy Jam. Okay. And say, quick question. You guys know I do this stuff live with you guys, right? So I always say like this show is really like a combination of 3 shows: Hoovie's Garage, Mike Benz, Scott Adams, like a little Doug Jermuro, right? And but the Mike Benz piece, because the guy literally will do all this with you, and I'm doing it right now. Quick question. Recently, Forbes came out with, I'm just saying recently, I saw an article. I don't want to say Forbes about the 7. Okay, what are they? Here we go. Here we go. What are the parks? Cool. Get ready for this. It's coming right now. Get ready, people. Get ready. Here we go. What is Gemini going to say? Oh, get ready. Get ready. Some of these you're going to know. But a lot of these, I'm like, what? Number 1, Death Valley National Park, which is in the California-Nevada border. Why? We obviously know in the summer it's 120 flipping degrees. You're cooking eggs on the pavement, okay? But in the winter, 60s and 70s. Yes. Just imagine hiking in a desert, dunes and all that, but 60, 70 degrees. That is Death Valley National Park. What else in the top 7? How about Yellowstone? That's Wyoming, Idaho border, right? Seen a couple of the episodes of the show, but actually never been there. Actually, so far, I haven't been to Death Valley, haven't been to Yellowstone. But basically, the winter, Yellowstone turns into like this huge, because all white, ghostly landscape. This is the contrast of the boiling geysers against deep snow is dramatic, and the crowds of summer are gone. It's also the best time to spot wolves and bison, whose dark coats stand out vividly against the white snow. Oh my God, this sounds freaking amazing. What else? Give me another park. Bryce Canyon National Park, which is Utah. Why? Because it says the park's famous orange hoodoos, the rock spirals, look their best when capped with a dusting of white. What? It snows there? Shut up, dude. It says the air is incredibly crisp and clear, offering some of the best stargazing in the country during the long winter nights. My God, dude. These places are freaking amazing. Okay. Number 4, Everglade National Park, which is crazy because you're thinking Florida. What the crap is like magical about Florida winters? But it says the winter is the dry season in Florida. It's actually the best time to visit because there's like no humidity. Mosquitoes disappear, and the receding water levels force wildlife like alligators and wading birds into like very concentrated areas, making them a lot easier to spot. Just try not to be too close to them, right? What else? Give me another national park. I will. Joshua Tree National Park in Cali. Why is that? Because the summer heat in the high desert can be brutal for hikers and rock climbers. But again, like Death Valley Park, the winters offer bright, sunny days with cool temperatures, perfect for hiking, rock climbing, exploring without dying of heat exhaustion. I've got 2 more for you. The Arches National Park, also in Utah. Man, Utah's got everything, bro. The Arches is notorious for massive traffic jams and full parking lots in the summer. In the winter, you can explore the iconic delicate arch in near silence. The red sandstone pops brilliantly against the snow, and you don't have to compete for photo spots. My son and his wife went and said it was amazing. And the last one, which I have been to in winter, Grand Canyon National Park. And why? Because it's flipping gorgeous, freezing, but gorgeous. Okay. So while the north rim closes, the south rim stays open. It's far less crowded. The low angled winter sun creates long, dramatic shadows that highlight the canyon's depth and texture in a way the harsh overhead summer sun cannot. Plus, visibility is at its peak during the winter months. I will tell you that there's one place, it was a guy who was like, before it became like a national park, he built a house. He was like an artist. And literally, the house now is like a museum with all of his art, but this dude built a house. You have to see it. If you've never been, it's worth it. I don't care if you have to hike to the Grand Canyon from wherever you're at in the United States. You know what? Across the world, swim to the US, then hike to the Grand Canyon to see this one house. Okay. This one house will blow your face, your mind, and your head right off your body because the house is built into the Grand Canyon. I'm not kidding. You walk in and you're like, so can you just imagine waking up in the morning with a cup of coffee and your back patio is a Grand Canyon? You can only understand what I'm saying if you've actually been to the Grand Canyon. But are you tracking? This is insano. Insano. Okay. What else is going on? What else is going on in the news today? Today. Oh, here's the biggie. Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, I call it the other ABBA, OBBBA, provisions for 2026 maximize employer-provided childcare tax credit, and it's been increased to $600,000 for eligible small business. Why is this so important for us? Easy. Because the only way we can compete with Big Co, right? The only way Little Co can compete with Big Co is by offering similar benefits, right? Right? You get it, right? That is the only way that we compete. Little Co can't compete with Big Co on benefits. And now the current administration is saying, okay, well, we're going to incentivize you to offer more childhood credit or childcare credit to your team members. Which, come on, man, you guys know how expensive childcare is. I have two little rugrats; they were both in it. We put both of our kids in like part-time Mother's Day out programs because even stay-at-home moms and they need coffee with friends, bro. They need to go like get away from these little rugrats. They need to go do mom stuff and woman stuff and get away from them. So my kids were always in that, always. So be um uh, be grateful that the current administration is actually has an eye or an ear to Little Co, to us, the Venti shops, right? Cool. What else is happening in the news today? My gosh, there's so many great things. Okay, hold on. Bookmarks. I keep all this stuff bookmarked because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about it in the show. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. This is ridiculous. Now, I don't know. By the way, this story has nothing to do with, really nothing to do with small business other than it's interesting. But before I tell you about this amazing story, I've got to quickly remind you guys that we this year have started brand new peer advisory groups. And think of them like masterminds on steroids. They're all 6 to 8 members usually, and think of it like your personal board of directors. Okay, so one of the things that we do that no other accounting firm does is we're two parts. Part one is the accounting, which is what everybody does, and then there's a line in the sand, and then there's us, and then ours is accountability. So there's accounting plus accountability. And it's because we're like the only accounting firm owned by small business owners and not accountants. And so, not the only one, but there's not many of us out there, which means what you guys need is what we need, and what we need is what you guys need, right? And so, I've had my own peer advisory group for a long time, and I said, "Look, man, we all need this." And so, we're opening up to you guys. So, if you're catching this and you're like, "Oh my god, dude, I'm feeling stuck. I've been needing to do this, and this just sounds really cool, but I don't have any money and blah blah." Perfect. I'm not a customer of the accounting firm. I get it. It doesn't matter. There's no barrier of entry, which means if you want 2026 to be your best year ever, now If you're listening to this, you now have no excuse. All of our peer advisory groups, we open them up the first of the month. And then once we get 6 to 8, we close them and we put everybody on a wait list. And I'm telling you, and they're 12-week sessions. So when you start your PAG, we call them PAGs, you'll bring your goals in, and this group really has 3 purposes. One, give you clarity on really what you're trying to accomplish. Two, hold you accountable, like help you accomplish your goals, but right in a peer setting. And three, which is the most important, help you minimize mistakes that cost you money. Like mistakes, but really mistakes that cost you money. Like we're going to make them. We get it. But can you imagine, like, I've got this idea, and then you know that you've got your PAG Zoom call coming up, Thursday for lunch. And you're like, I'm going to talk to my guys about that because I don't know which direction to go here. Yep. You have access to that right now. So you don't have to be a customer of ours. You don't have to pay for these. If you're interested in our peer advisory groups, look, I want you to go to really 2 places to get in touch with us, businessforbreakfastradio.com. Submit a question. Yo, Navi, I've got a question about the PAGs. Really interested in it. Want to change my I've been stuck for years. I'm ready to get out of this. Or schedule a call with us. Speak with aaron.com, right? Speak with aaron.com. I'm going to get you straight to me, my calendar, my scheduling site, and we'll talk about anything. You want to talk about peer advisory groups? We want to talk about, I've got this idea for years I've been trying to get done, but I don't know what step one is, because especially if you have like an engineer mindset, which I understand really well, you oftentimes suffer from paralysis by analysis, meaning you try to figure out A to Z, and you can't in business, but you have to obsess over A to E, which is basically the first few steps to your very first dollar, right? Then F to L, right? Let's see, M to S, T to Z, something like that, right? So everything is done in stages, right? Same thing with this business. It's always done in stages, right? So for you guys, look, you know how to get in touch with us. Speak with aaron.com. Talk about anything you guys want to talk about, or submit a question or a statement or something on businessforbreakfastradio.com. You'll always get to us. All right. What else is going on in the news? And I was about to talk about this story, and I'm kind of blown away because I don't know if you guys have actually been paying attention to 3i Atlas. It ain't a comet. It ain't a comet. Okay. So if I can, let me first read you the definition of a comet, because I pulled this up. I was like, no, you know what I did? I know exactly what I did. I literally screenshotted this because I was like, I don't want them changing this. And so let me go to my screenshots. Here it is. Here it is. Here is Merriam-Webster's definition of a comet: a celestial body that appears as a fuzzy head, usually surrounding a bright nucleus. Comet consists primarily of ice and dust, traveling in highly eccentric orbits around the sun, and often develops one or more long tails when nearing the sun. Okay. You haven't really, oddly, heard much about this in the news at all. And when there's a huge story like this and you're not hearing anything, that should then make you think, why is the dog not barking? Like, by the way, if you've been a long, long time listener and fan of Scott Adams, this is just how you think now. Okay. But you want to hear what you're able to see on this comet? So there's a couple guys that I follow on YouTube, and one of those guys, subscriptions, I saved it under favorites right here, because this is my boy right here, and it's Ray's Astrophotography. That's the name of his channel, Ray's Astrophotography. This dude has a camera, or his telescope is like just a little worse than Hubble. Like, I don't know how this dude's telescope can see what it sees, but this dude does the greatest filters on the image that he has. He'll basically film it for hours and then basically do it in images and then slow it and put filters on it and all this stuff. But he is one of his latest shows. He just did this with Hubble photographs. Hubble, which is 10 times closer than to a 3i Atlas than he is. with minus none of the radiation and pollution from atmospheric pollution. This is just Hubble photographs. Did you know that this thing has an anti-tail? Yep, it do. It do. It's in front of it, not behind it, in front of it. And I'm going to see if I can draw this. Here's what they're saying. This is not me, by the way. I'm not trust me, I don't know crap about stars or any of this stuff. I'm just telling you what these guys are saying. These guys are really, really smart. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay. Let's see if I can kind of show you my whiteboard. Okay, hold on. I'll come over here. Whiteboard. Okay. Let's see if I can draw this. So I'm just going to kind of be like this. Oh my God, dude. Hold on. By the way, I don't even know if this is the shape of it. Okay. But I'm going to tell you because this thing has jets. I know, bro. I know. You're like, no way. I'm like, yes, way, yes, way. Okay, hold on. And like, probably like here. No, like here. Yeah, like here. Wait till you see this. You're not going to believe what I'm about to show you. You won't believe it. Okay. But go look at the photos, go see these guys, and you're like, oh my gosh. Okay, so, okay. And then it's like this. Okay, and then like this. I'd say like that, and like that, and then like this, like that, and like that. And then like, and then it's got this vortex. It's like weird, man. Okay. And then like that, and then like that. Okay. And then like that, and then like that. Okay. Okay. You're not going to believe what I'm about to show you. And by the way, I don't want you to take my advice. Not advice. I'm not giving you advice. I don't want you to take my word for it. Okay. I'm just going to show you what you can see from Hubble photos. Okay. Are you ready? All right. Ready? Okay. Now, by the way, you guys know I am not an artist. Okay. So, what you can see from the photos that the Hubble telescope took is that this thing has jets and it has 3 different primary propulsion systems on this anti-comet. Okay. 3i Atlas. I already read you what Merriam-Webster's definition is. This thing is not the definition of a comet. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just telling you it's not the definition of a comet. Okay. What you see is this thing is spinning like this. Okay. And you can literally see the jets where they come out like this. Like this. It's like this. 3 different sections of jets like this. And there's a void in between. So it's like stream, then like stream, and then like stream with a void, which you can see from the photos in the Hubble. 6 different propulsion jets. And remember, a normal comet has a tail of like dust and crap. This is an anti-tail. The tail's in front of it. In front of. Not behind, in front of. And this thing has jets. What we can see, 6. I know. Your brain, mind, and head just blew straight off your body like it did mine when I saw this yesterday. Okay, so remember Ray's astrophotography, whatever. This dude has the greatest stuff. And by the way he talks is the opposite of me. He's like, I'm more like Jesse on Fire. Like that dude's YouTube channel is on fire, but he's on fire. Okay. I'm more like that. This dude's like ASMR. He's like, kind of like, so whenever we see the comments and you see, you're like, that's how the guy talks. He just puts you, like you just calm down by listening to the dude, right? My job's to amp you guys up. This is supposed to be your amp up for the day, okay? But this dude is going to put you to sleep, but I'm telling you, he will also blow your mind. Okay, so go see it. you're going to just, you're going to fall out of your chair. Just go see it. Don't take my word for it. Go look at it. What else has happened in the news today, you beautiful peeps? Oh, whoa. What? What? Here's the title: the 184,500 Social Security wage base adjustment. That's the title. Here's the story. The IRS has officially set the Social Security wage base at 184,500 for 2026. Self-employed owners will pay the 12.4 tax only up to this amount. This is pretty awesome, right? So, but here's what we're talking about. So you guys know that for years and years and years, I used to do a lot of retirement planning, and you have to understand, like every year when we retirement planning, we have to look at what the Social Security cap is, right? So think of like Medicare, those caps. So you know that there's a cap which you pay into Social Security, right, for the year. And you know that it's really weird because you can look at, let's say, a plastic surgeon and an RN. One made, let's say, 100,000 a year, and the other one made a million a year. But both of them have very similar Social Security statements. Why? Because they both have caps. So the RN will get the cap at the end of the year after a lot of overtime and this and that. And then the plastic surgeon hits the cap literally by mid-February or end of February. Like for sure by Q1, the cap is already hit, right? Which means from that day forward, everything gets basically capped. So meaning they don't pay any more into that tax for the rest of the year, which is crazy to me. Because if we're talking about the solvency of Social Security, why do we have a cap on that? Why? Because I assure you, the plastic surgeon doesn't give a rip that he got a bigger paycheck. Doesn't even know it. Usually he's got somebody managing his money, doesn't even know it. Raise the freaking cap. Make it 400,000. Make it unlimited. Put it at $1 million. Why the hell are we capping at 184? It's like there's such low hanging fruit that we could fix this so easy, but the stupid stuff like raising the cap, we don't do. And that just tells me right there, it's because those are the ones that raise the most stink. They have the most pull in politics. And we know, and again, love the dude, but we also know he loves dudes that have money. We know that. Okay. So I don't know why they haven't raised this, but this fixes Social Security like almost instantly just by raising that cap, and just make it a $500,000 or $1 million. Watch what happens. It's gonna be mind bending. It'll be mind bending. But I also know why they don't do it. I just realized this as I'm talking to you, because Social Security can't afford to pay somebody that big of a pension. Because remember, it was supposed to be based off of what you save, but we know it hasn't been like that in decades. It's like a slush fund. But also, yes, the amount of extra money this would generate for Uncle Sam, it's very similar to what Gavin Newsom did a year or two ago when he raised minimum wage for fast food workers in California to $20 an hour. Why did he do that? He does not give a rip about the employee at McDonald's, not even a little bit. But he has somehow managed to put that state in such a horrible financial tailspin that what they do is they do short-term nitrous blasts of cash flow. So because they know they'll be gone by the time that whoever has to deal with what they did has to deal with, they don't mess with that. They're like, oh, we're just going to immediately do that, which generates zillions of dollars today for the state that we need to continue to do what we're doing, right? Same thing here. It's like, just raise it. But I don't know. But I thought that was huge because they raised it. Back in the 90s, man, it was like 90,000, something like that. So really, really, really great for us as owners. They keep raising it, which means it's also increasing our Social Security payments whenever we eventually get there. But what else is going on in the news today? Listen to this. Nabil Ishmael, great follow on X, was replying to Andy Antilles on X, and basically had this whole thing. And I thought it hit me. Okay. So he was talking about the Tony Robbins interview that he recently did with Alex Hormozzi. Okay. And it said, very strange conversation and premise. Not making time for family, kids, friends, and life is the number one regret many entrepreneurs have on their deathbed. Seems obvious to minimize regret by checking those boxes, even and especially if you want to hustle 24/7. Hormozzi has made the same mistake, it seems, and now it feels empty. And listen, this is Andy Antilles But Nabil is replying. So this is Nabil's reply. He said, I thought Robin's advice was good, and the 100K men thing was just a random idea on the fly, not the takeaway for Hormozi. The takeaway for Hormozi was to give himself permission to actually live a life. I want you to hear something here. Go on YouTube and just search for Jeff Bezos age 80 regret. Just do it. Just do it. I don't know why, man. It changed my life. Watching that was a instant reframe for me that changed the way that I think about life. And you hear the reason why he started Amazon. You know that he was working in Manhattan at a hedge fund. This dude was murdering it, okay, like murdering it. And this dude literally comes on the scene and reads about this thing called the internet. It's growing like 1,200% a year, something crazy. And he's got this crazy idea. Don't forget, dude, Bezos was valedictorian. This dude was a genius, okay, still is a genius, okay? And he has this idea. And he's like, I have to try. And he said, because when I'm 80 years old, I don't want to look back and have a life of regret. And he said, most of the regret that we have as people is regrets of omission, not doing something. Are you tracking? There's something going on in you right now that you're not doing. Don't be 80 looking back in regret. And that's what Nabil's talking about here is don't live a life of regret. And I tell you that because I try really hard to make decisions that my old version self looks back as like, good job, boy. Good job. Like, great job. I'm glad you did that. And that's the thing. I want you guys to be thinking about what are you doing right now that you know when you're 80, you will regret. Stop it. At least one thing. But that's usually not the thing, right? And so usually the thing is I spent every waking second chasing a dollar bill. My life was empty. My life was meaningless. I spent every waking second chasing a dream, and I don't have any relationship with my kids, with my wife. I have no friends. Like, it's that stuff. And I'll tell you something. This is a little cheat code for you. I've been following this dude for at least 15 years. Go to Michael Hyatt. He's got, in my opinion, probably one of the best life plan templates, focusing on the spirit, mind, and body aspect of it. Regular check-ins where you're thinking, how's my relationship with, like, my spiritual relationship? How's it with my family, like my wife, my kids, my parents, my sibs, how's everything going with work? What are my heart projects? Like, it forces you to think about that stuff. Okay. And so when I saw that, I thought, man, this is a great time to talk about Bezos's age 80 regret system or rule. Make sure that by the time you get to age 80, you have a life of the least amount of regrets. Okay. It's going to do you really, really well. I promise you. Okay. What else is going on, man? I do have to say, Naval put this on X a couple days ago, and it really hit me, man. And I really, we always finish up with like a quick little like a lesson, right? And then we finish up every episode in honor and memory of Scott Adams, our modern day oracle. And the amount of lessons that I've learned from Scott and all of my mentors, like on this shelf, like I had parents that were in the Navy. So literally my pops taught me the most important life lessons. But I mean, the dude, his gift with money was he knew how to take a dollar bill and stretch it to $5. Like, that was his gift. But these guys all taught me everything. These guys, all of them. Okay. These cassettes right here, like Buddy Pilgrim. Are you kidding? Integrity Leadership. One of my close friends, 20 years. That's what I learned. And so I'm opening this up for you guys because usually you don't have anybody in your circle that you can go to. And that's why I literally multiple times a show, I always talk about our peer advisory groups. We're the only accounting firm that is two parts, accounting, which everybody else does, and then accountability, which nobody else does. Because for us, our heartbeat is your heartbeat. And we know the higher up you go in the organization, the less accountability you have. But we also know even Tiger Woods needs a swing coach. Do you hear me? Can I get a woot woot? That was definitely a woot woot. Okay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We all need the accountability, but nobody gives it to you. That changes today. The first of every month, we open up to you guys. It's free to you, and you don't have to be one of our customers to be in a peer advisory group. We believe that things that are going to help your business should not be held behind a locked door. We believe it should be given freely like this. Okay, we want to give it freely to you guys, and that's a big thing for us. And so, if you guys are like, you know what, I've been hearing about these peer advisory groups, you'll get more done in 12 weeks than you have the last 2 years, guaranteed, because it's basically your own peer board of directors, business owners. So you bring in, hey guys, I've got this thing I'm struggling with, blah, blah. So a peer advisory group is going to give you three things: clarity on what you're trying to get done. Two, it's going to give you accountability, but amongst your peers, all of us saying, man, you got this, right? But also, which is, I think, in my opinion, the most important, it helps reduce your mistakes, especially the ones that cost you money. Are you hearing me? Are you tracking? Are you tracking? Okay. These are big. This is why all big companies have mandatory board of directors to make sure this year. Okay. Have no idea how that board signed off on that. Okay. To me, the king living in the castle, refusing to go down the hill and hang out with the peasants in the village. That's what it seems like to me. Okay. But again, I have no idea. I am reporting as an observer, but if that is you and you need the accountability, or if you want to talk about what the OBBBA laws have to do with your business, or if you've got a business idea, I don't care what it is. We want to talk. You have two ways to get to us: businessforbreakfastradio.com. Submit a question, whatever you want to say, question about this, or if you want to talk directly, you can go to speakwithaaron.com, speakwithaaron.com, aaron.com, and you'll get straight to me. Okay. We talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Our job is to help you get unstuck, because we don't want you being at age 80 living full of regret. Are you hearing me? Okay. Well, before we get into our Scott Adams reframe, I've got remember, this is Tuesday. This is Tactical Tuesday for us. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys real dirty, nitty gritty advice here on accounting. All right. It's 50 years plus. We do it every day. We coach and consult all day long on this stuff. But I want you to be focusing on, first of all, go buy a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. How is that not on my bookshelf? Oh, I know. Because I bought it digitally. So hold on. Buy Profit First book. Okay. Because it was written by a business owner. And what he teaches you in Profit first of all, when you read books written by business owners, it hits different than reading books by consultants to business owners. Perfect example. Go read Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. Change your life. We have built cash flow plans for our business owners for decades, and we would have like 10 different sweep categories. So here's your budget, and here's what you have to sweep to, blah, blah. When I read that, it was like, nope, he's right. Only four categories. Number one, in order, taxes. Number two, owner pay. Number three, business profit. Number four, OPEX, operating expenses. Each of these has a certain percentage based off of not a gross revenue, but gross profit. We know gross profit is the number after we subtract our COGS. And based off of your real revenue range, it's going to be 0 to 250,000, 250 to $500,000, $500,000 to $1 million, or over $1 million. And these four categories each have their own percentage that you have to sweep to. Okay. So if you need help with this stuff, man, again, hit us up. We do this every day. As a matter of fact, brand new customers of ours have to go through us building your custom cash flow plan. Has to. It's mandatory. Why? I don't know. It's because every other accounting firm, their only job is to document what you did yesterday. Make sure that you're by the book for the federal, state, and local revenue collecting agency. Right. How the hell does that help you run your business tomorrow? It doesn't. It flipping doesn't. And this is the freaking tension between accountants and small business owners. This one has no concept of what this one's going through, and vice versa. The small business owners always frustrated with the accountant. And the accountant's like, I'm just doing my job. Yeah, but I'm going out of business as you're doing your job, right? But literally, honestly, our trade secret for almost 60 years is simple. The only way we're going to be in business 20 years from now is to make sure you're still in business 20 years from now. You come first. You come first, right? So if you guys want to talk about this crazy stuff, if you want to talk about peer advisory groups, I've got this business idea. I don't know what it is. Hit me up on businessforbreakfastradio.com. Give me a question. I'll reply back to you or read it on the air, or schedule time for us directly. Speak with Aaron.com. Speak with aaron.com. aaron.com. All right. Now, let's jump into our reframe of the day. And everything we do is about Scott Adams. Okay. So let me give you the reframe of the day. And by the way, this is coming out of, you guys see a little coffee mug right there, my boy right there is, this is actually chapter 9, just reframes. He starts it with how to make your own reframe, something you're struggling with, how to do it. Okay. And I tell you guys this all the time. One of my big reframes that I had learned years ago was, you guys know that I have not touched a hot shower in over 10 years. Okay. There's a great TED talk. I don't know. I listened to like 11 years ago, 30-day cold shower challenge, and it will literally change your life. That video will change your life. If you do it, by the way. And we know that success is a simple formula of 25% planning and then 75% execution equals success, which means don't go watch a TED talk and not execute. Okay. So, but I am telling you something. About 3 years into me doing this, because I hate cold water. Like, I hate being cold. My wife knows. I get a blanket, jackets, and everything on me on the couch, and she's like, wearing a little t-shirt and some shorts. So I'm like, how in the hell are you not? Basically can see my breath. Okay. Not totally, but I don't like it. I was a lifeguard. I taught swim lessons for years and years and years. And you just learn when you're a competitive swimmer and you live most of your young years in cold water. You just don't want anything to do with it when you're older. 3 years in, me taking cold showers. Okay. I started paying attention to something. Wait a minute. And here's what it was. I hate this. I don't want to do this. Oh my God. And what was happening is my mental attitude was delaying it. And by the way, cold water is just cold water. It's neither good nor bad. I was assigning a feeling to something that should have no feeling. Are you tracking? Because I'm quite positive, based on the time of year, if you're in the middle of the desert and you come across a stream of really cold water, it's a miracle from heaven. So remember, cold water is just cold water. Okay. But I caught myself doing something. I hate this. I don't want to do this. I'm not looking forward to this. I hate cold water. And all of a sudden, it's like, yo, snap out of this, bro. Do you see what you're doing? You're assigning negativity to something that should have no feeling. You must change how you frame what you're about to do. You must come up with a reframe where your brain doesn't look at this like, I hate this. Come on now. I'm speaking to somebody, right? Okay. So I came up with, first, it was like, okay, I love cold water. But you have to understand, whatever reframe you come up with has to get through the big locked door of your subconscious. If your subconscious does not believe you, this reframe will not stick. Are you tracking with me? Okay. Now, are you ready? I tried that. Oh, I love this. And my subconscious like, see you later. You're not getting in this door. We all know that you're freaking lying through your teeth. Get gone. Like, I think of if you ever saw the movie Wizard of Oz, and like the dude behind the huge door behind the wizard, it's got this like little peephole. And he's like, yes. Nope. This is a reframe. That's why a reframe is so powerful, because if it works when that door opens and you say this and it says, cool, you can come in. This is the secret to unlocking everything. Why do you think Scott Adams was so big on systems over goals, right? So here was my reframe. Not that I love being cold and taking cold showers. Nope, BS, subconscious says, get gone. Here's what I started saying. I can't wait to do this. It's so refreshing. Come on, man. Did you feel that? You felt it, didn't you? Just saying it. And you know what? Before every show, I always take my cold shower. And you know what I said this morning before I got in there? I can't wait. It's going to be so refreshing. Yes, man. So, How to Reframe Your Brain by Scott Adams, Chapter 9 is teaching you how to make up your own playa. But here's one that I thought, in honor of this day in history, the patent of the Thomas Edison light bulb. I wanted to go to a usual frame and a reframe with Thomas being the inspiration. Ready? Here's the usual frame, the way we normally see things. I fail at 90% of the things I try. Do you see it? Did you feel it? If you're the type of person that every day that's what you're doing, um, man, do you see how it's very difficult for you to do anything? Because before you even walk out the door, it's like your own version of like liar, liar in the bathroom, beating the hell out of yourself, slamming your head in a toilet seat and throwing yourself against the wall and punching your face. And like people are like, "What are you doing, bro?" And you're like, "I'm kicking my ass." It's like that's what you do. If you wake up every day and that's your mindset, you wake up before you even walk out the door, kicking your own ass, right? And you got to stop it. You got to stop it. The whole world is going to do it for you anyway. You have to be the one that wakes up every day with the opposite mindset. Okay. So, how about this new way of looking at it? This new reframe. I only need to succeed 10% of the time. Let me prove it. Let me prove it. Let me prove it. One of the Magnificent Seven companies starts with an A. Um, sounds rhymes with Razazon. Okay. I don't know why I didn't say the word, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So if you listen to Bezos talking about Amazon, one of their core values being a company that experiments, okay? Very much like Edison. And Bezos, I credit all of this to my boy, okay? But Bezos is the one. And by the way, if my boy is listening, if he ever would allow me, or you all know we're just 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon here. So we're 6 degrees, 6 relationships to my boy Bezos. If that dude ever needed somebody to write like the new updated Think and Grow Rich, let me do it, please. I've spent my entire life studying you. I know you pretty well and intimately, and let me do it because you understand. It's probably been thousands of hours of interviews that I've watched on this dude. And when he talks about experimenting, he talked about, we had the Amazon phone. He said that we did pets.com. He goes, no, no, no. We've had terrific failures, terrific failures. But he said, you understand the definition of experiment, you don't actually know how it's going to turn out. You don't, right? And so the point is that if you don't know, then just experiment a lot. And Bezos has said this for years. The company that experiments the most tends to win, right? Because you don't know how it's going to turn out. But like, let's use Amazon. One of their experiments, AWS. One of their experiments, Prime. These were experiments, people. And that's the other thing about Bezos, bro. And by the way, he's not the only one. Musk is also scrappy. These guys literally have a founder's mindset, even though they're billionaires and they have unlimited cash. Everything they do, they have a mindset of start it like an acorn and let's grow this thing organically. Let's experiment. Let's see what happens. Let's test the results. Let's tweak. Let's adjust. Let's experiment again. We're getting close to experiment again, right? That is the secret to success. Don't have the mindset that 90% of the stuff I do doesn't work out and I fail. No, man. Your mindset has to be, what? I only need a couple of these experiments to work. If I get 10% of my experiments to work, I'm successful. And remember, success is a very simple formula. It's 25% planning plus 75% execution equals success, playa. I'm telling you, man, it ain't hard, right? Did you guys dig it, man? How was that reframe for you guys? All right. Well, that's what I thought. So you guys know, we always talk about our peer advisory groups. Please, please, please don't let this be a year where you have another year of ideas that you don't do because your saboteur is constantly in your ear. We all have a little plankton. You guys have seen SpongeBob. We all have a plankton. But when he's in your head, he's so freaking loud. But once he gets out of your head and you realize this dude's like about as tall as your fingernail, And he's like, but when he's in your head, he's like, get rid of the freaking plankton, bro. Tell that dude to shut the hell up. Okay. And this is going to be your best year yet. You know you need to be in your peer advisory group. We talk about it every day, multiple times a day. The first of the month, we open them up. They're always free to you, and you don't have to be one of our customers. But this is a group of peers, 6 to 8 business owners just like you, who have one goal. Our peer advisory groups have 3 purposes. Clarity. You will get more done in 12 weeks than you have the last 2 years, mark my words. Number 2, accountability amongst your peers, man. Imagine getting help to accomplish your goals of people like you. We're already the black sheep. Now you're going to be hanging out with 6 to 8 other black sheep every week. Your own personal board of directors? Come on. It can't be real. It is. Because we're like the only accounting firm that has 2 parts to our formula of success. Easy. It's the accounting part, what everybody else does. And the second piece, which is the most important for us mom and pop Venti shops, accountability. That's why I do this damn show every day. It's for me first. I need a big kick in the pants when I start the day, but also it's for you. As I dive in, you guys are driving. As I dive, you drive, right? And guaranteed, you're going to get 1% smarter today. I guarantee it. I flood you guys with so much crap on this show. It's humanly impossible, even with earplugs in, to not learn. You will learn 1%. I don't even start the show, just with my day in history. That right there makes you the most interesting person for the day. Why the hell do you think I tell you all this? I am trying. You can speed me up 1.25. I don't know if you can hear me past 1.5. But get through me in about 45 minutes, and you do it enough time. You guys hear me say it all the time. Routine is the key, but consistency will set you free, right? Right? If you guys want to talk about accounting, peer advisory groups, bookkeeping, the new OBBBA laws, I got this business idea. I've been stuck. Payroll issues. I'm growing my business. I don't care what it is, bro. Get to me. And here's how you do 2 ways. businessforbreakfastradio.com. Submit a question, statement. I'll reply back or read on air. Or 2, hit me up with speakwithaaron.com. Speakwithaaron.com. And you get straight to this boy right here. Schedule it straight with me. And we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. All right. That wraps up another insane episode of Business for Breakfast. Be honest. We both know that was the best B4B you've ever seen. Come on now. I ain't lying. You know it. You guys got the news. You've got the tips and tricks. Now go get this day, guys. Remember, just don't work in your business. Make sure you mind your own business. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, and you know what time it is, you beautiful people. What time is it? It's time to get to work. Pow!